Faye. I'm a director of Mushfam Limited. Mushfam basically is an eco-friendly agri-business which is responsible for converting agri waste such as sawdust into a substrate for production of mushroom. So basically the challenge we try to address is that we've realized that in Ghana over 1 million tons of agricultural waste are produced yearly, which are basically burnt or they are used to fill land. And in order to address this issue, we decided to ensure that some of these wastes are converted to substrates for mushroom production. Basically, that is what we do in Mushfam Limited. The substrates serve as a surface for the growth of the mushroom. So basically, converting the sawdust with a mixture of wheat and other essential ingredients is able to support the growth of mushroom. And before we engage into this program, there were equipment challenge, infrastructure, and other essential automation systems which were not implemented in our system. So basically, we were doing the traditional or the manual ways of mushroom production, which normally could not give you the exact water system that you have to put it on the mushroom. Sometimes you overwater the mushroom, or sometimes the mushroom do not get the required water so that it helps in the growth of the mushroom. So most of the times it leads to underproduction of the mushroom, which was a challenge that Mushfam was facing before we were enrolled into the program. When you join the GCIC and GIZ program, we are provided with a lot of knowledge when it comes to technical expertise. The things that we were not doing right, we were given some knowledge that has helped us and enable us to exploit more into getting a better knowledge for the production of the system and maintaining the business as well. We were also given a portfolio manager who ensure that everything that we are doing meets the standard. And anytime that you don't or you are lacking something, you just rely on the portfolio manager and all the needed skills or the attention will be provided to ensure that you are doing the right thing. Aside that, the funds that we were provided with has enabled us to acquire a system that is automation. So basically, when you come to the system that you have here, we have a system that when the temperature or the humidity is very high, automatically the system is done in such a way that it comes to water the system to ensure that the cooling system is maintained. And this helps us to always ensure that the right production is done. And from the funding and the system that we were given, it has enabled us to reach a very high percentage when it comes to production.
And my business is Mercy 37, and I'm into event organizing, and I've been in the sales of mushroom for the past 2 years, and I have so many clients that I supply to, not only in Ashanti region, but I have some clients in Afro region where normally I supply these mushroom to. So mushroom business or sales is a very lucrative one. And as a huge client or as a huge supplier to my customers, I needed a healthy mushroom to buy. In fact, there's this old place that I've been buying from, but of late my clients were complaining that one, the price of my mushroom was high. Two, they were seeing some bacteria on it. So I needed to change farm. So somebody introduced me to Mushfam. So, and with Mushfam, I'm able to get the quantity that I want, and I'm also able to get a healthy mushroom to supply to my suppliers. So, Mushfam, in fact, has lifted this problem that I was facing, especially with my clients. So, with the help of Mushfam, I'm able to, supply a lot of people with quality and healthy mushrooms. So thank you so much for the good work you are doing for especially small businesses in Ghana and also to Mushfams.
With the provision of this funding and the technical expertise to Mushfam, one key thing that we have been able to do is to engage 3 permanent staff who normally does the bargain for us, because at first it was manually and we were not able to supply other farmers. We were not thinking of engaging additional people to help us being able to provide for other farmers. But with the system in place, we have been able to engage 3 direct permanent jobs. But when it comes to the indirect jobs, because now we are able to provide mushroom to other farmers, it means that anytime we are transporting these sawdust, it serves as indirect revenue to those who transport the sawdust to our place of work. And this has also served as an indirect job for the transporters of these sawdust. What I will say to GCIC and GIZ is that what I have gained from them, the technical knowledge and the funding they've given me, based on that, my production have gone above 50% of what I was doing manually. So what I will say to them is that I thank them for giving me this opportunity to be part of this program, and also I will encourage them to continue to support all the small business who they can extend their hands on, so that businesses will continue to grow. And as businesses are growing, we'll be able to engage more of the youth and help reduce the unemployment rate that we have in the system. And then lastly, I will say that God richly bless them for the service they are doing for the nation.
By equipping SMEs with the capacity to adopt climate-smart business model, we help reduce greenhouse gas emission, build resilience against climate risk, and create jobs for women and youth. This is exactly what German Development Corporation is all about, helping countries transition to low-carbon, inclusive economies while protecting the planet for future generations.
The goal? A greener, stronger Ghana. Equip 60 entrepreneurs across Ghana to build thriving climate-smart businesses. The impact? Jobs for the future. Generate 100 new green jobs, building a more resilient economy for their communities.